I think some of my favorite pieces in a journal are the ones that start with something ordinary, like these mailing postcards. I have lace and fabrics and pieces of paper, and I'm using this little ephemera holder, accordion file folder, to hold my found things. So I'm going around the house and I'm looking, yogurt boxes, labels, whatever I see that could go in here. I may have I may find something like this on the floor. It could be used as decoration in our journals for our field notes projects. So today what I'm going to do, and I did a video on Friday where we started this field notes recipe book, and I'm numbering them. So this was the first one, and you can find the videos to this under number 1. I think it's field notes number 1 is how I named it. And then this one was our slow stitch. Today is day 3, so we're going to work on this, and then we're going to put this page in here, and we're going to put our envelope over there. Here's my labels. We'll get to those in a little bit. So honestly, I think so we're going to use these junk mail envelopes. I started a challenge the other day with myself that I took an ephemera pack from my shop, and this is all the stuff that was in it plus more. And I said, I'm not going to do any more decorating in here unless it comes out of here or it's garbage that I find. So no more digitals. This page was used out of here. I made everything on it. This was made from things in here with the tape I added. But these came out of the ephemera pack. This is just fabric that I already had and was working on this separately. But I wanted my prayer pocket thing to go right in the front of my journal. This piece came out of here. So we're working on things like that. And right now I need pockets and stuff. So I thought we would work on some junk mail. I have opened these, pulled that out. I'm going to show you how I'm going to open this. So I just put this in here and slowly, did I already open it all? No, I didn't. Okay, it wants to be a pain. And these are some good envelopes. These are thick. They're not as thin as some of the others, but they're junk mail. I don't need them. You know, old-fashioned way might be just as good. Take a pair of scissors, or take your finger and just, that's what I usually do. So we got stuff out of here. Some green that we could use if we were into that color right now. This actually had this card in it, which has no numbers, so I can bring it over here. This one has a pretty gray. It has text. I could use this text in my journal. The little words like that, these little things, which I've done before, but we're going to do again today somewhere. We got this. Airplane would be cool to put somewhere on there. These are pretty colors if nothing else, but look, here's some people. She has a pretty shirt on. We could use some of that for something. And this one, well, because I tore that out and didn't know it was there, but there was a person there. We could use that. If you wanted to have a cell phone in your journal, a picture of it, or a computer, there you go. And mine is going to be, my journal is a field notes journal that is kind of, for me, it's new and old. So it's from the old times, some of the digitals. Some of them are going to be from now, from all this junk mail and stuff that I picked up. So to remind you what we got in our bag, in our ephemera pack, and this is not all of it because we've already got some in there. We've got little vellum, some brown paper, some writing or background papers, fabrics. There's labels, stamps, some lace. This is for a journaling card, or you could use it for a tag. We did the tag from one the other day. Then there is a envelope that can be used for something. There are these cute little cards, which we've got a lot in the book already. A piece of copy dyed paper. More of that. Okay, so here, if you were here Friday when I set this up, this was the actual picture that I went from to get this, which, I probably could put that in here. But that was my inspiration to get this. Now that I found it. So I have more. Actually, you know what? Because I do want a smaller image of that, I'm just going to leave that in here because I'm going to use it. It comes in the ephemera pack. So it can be used in our journaling right now that I'm doing. And this deal that I made with myself not to use outside digitals until we use most of this. So you got cards, you got, there was 2 of the bigger pages right here. There's one like this and one like that. And then there was 2 of these. We've already used one of these writing pages. And what I want to do, keep losing that. So first I want to get my little stamps over here. No, I don't. That goes with the, I have to get myself in order here. It goes over there. So this is our idea. It takes an envelope like this, and you fold the bottom up and fold it down. You have a pocket. You can fold this back up. You could have a little tuck right there, or you could bring this even further up. Let's see. Right there. And then you could have a little bit bigger pocket down here. Let's see if I can get it straight first. I'm going to go ahead and glue this back down. Just gives us some bulk. And you can take it off. You're not going to see it when we get done. So what I want to do is I want to be able to see this little window, but I also want to have enough room to have a little tuck right there. So you got one. You got a tuck here, and you got a tuck right there. And if you wanted to, if we don't glue it down, you could have a tuck right under there. So that's going to be what I'm covering. And if you look at this, the whole envelope is not covered. So I'm going to leave some of this showing. Let's see how we're going to do that. What do I have? So this, I could cover some of that up right there. I could do that. This is where the tricky part comes in. Trying to figure out how I want to cover up some of this stuff. A Taco Bell bag. It might look cool. Yeah, I think I will. I'm going to save these little pieces too. What I did with these is just bunch them up and rip them while I'm at it. Try this and see if it works better. You know, that paper is so dry that it's not wanting to do a whole lot. Okay. Another thing I like to do is use my stamps to give that some texture, and I don't know where my little thing went. So we'll just do it this way. I think we'll just do it this way. I have this. I wonder if that would work. A little. Looks like it will. I just can't see very well. Put it over towards this. Yeah. There we go. Maybe that'll help. So I'm just trying to give this some texture and something different besides just plain. Okay. So I decide I wanted that up that far. It keeps moving on me. Let's do it this way. I'm not moving right now. I'm working. So I do think I want to cover this. Our image is showing some of this the envelope, but this one just to me needs covering. Could do that. Oh. You know what I need to think about too before we get started? I need a white envelope because this one's going to be too dark. I decided because of this color right now going in my journal, this one may not work that well. I have another journal that I'm going to be starting soon that this would actually work really good for the colors. So I'll set that over there with that one. So again, you see how I just topped it up. What I'm going to do is just trim this down a little bit. And I'm not even trying to be straight today because if I did, would be all messed up. So I'm going to go, let's see. I want a little bit more. And I'm going to come back down. That's still not quite enough. Maybe I need to start with that fold and then bring it up. And then bring this one up. Make this one a little bit smaller. So you got to play with your envelope. Unless you got measurements, I didn't measure. That's me. So I want this tuck to come right there and to be straight if possible. And I want this to come up a little bit so that I've got another little pocket right there. And I'm going to go ahead and do this while I'm here because I do want some of the white showing, but I don't want that bright white. That's what made me think about it a while ago. And depending on how you put this in your book, and I may do it as a flip instead of just a pocket because it doesn't really say, it just says ephemera holder thing. So we may just put it on there to where it flips out too. Oh, I don't need to do that though. All right. So now I think we're ready. This is crooked, but I'm going to trim it off. This envelope lays down better too. But see, then you got this with the Wells Fargo. That's kind of cool. If you wanted to use the inside of that envelope, you could actually take it and put it in your found stuff, which we'll do. Just drop it in there and you can use it for another project. So now I got to think over again of what I want to do because I changed my project. Let's see now. Kind of wouldn't mind covering that up. But you know, I don't know if I like that Wells Fargo in there or not. I do because it's what would be cool is if I had like a little, which I said I wasn't going to go outside the box here. We got our stuff, so let me see what might be cool to go in there from here. We could put it in there. Oh, or this. And what I'm wanting to do is try and keep some of this so it don't get all used. I really don't need that to fill the whole window. I know I'm being skimpy on my paper. But I do want to see how far we can get and how much we can get done with this one ephemera pack with just adding stuff that you can find at home, like not trash bags, but bags and things like that. Yeah, like that. So you won't necessarily see my Wells Fargo, but you could probably see it on the edge. We'll see here in a minute. I'll put it right behind the window where I want it to go. So that could go right there and just finish that off. I love playing with windows or envelopes. There's so many things you can do with them. So that could go right there. I think that's what we're going to do. Just to kind of cover that up so it don't look so old, so new. Okay. I do need to kind of look right here and make sure that it's not going to leave that shut. Let's see, what do I want to put on here? So I don't want my Taco Bell showing, but I could do this maybe. Go right there. That look good right there. Or that would probably look better, wouldn't it? Yes, I think it would. So what kind of scraps do you find running around the house that you could use in a junk journal? There's just all kinds of stuff. So I want this kind of closed in here, so I'm just going to wrap that around. Kind of straighten it where I want it. I was looking for my stamps. I don't know where they went. I had just opened some stamps the other day. So I like that. I'm trying to be selective so they don't. What about that? I like that one. I'm trying to cover up that number. I don't like the number. It's not that I want to cover up the whole thing. I'm going to do that. I think I want to use a part of it too. Maybe we can put another piece on the other side. Okay. What about this piece right there? Like it's just fell off. Or ripped and just thrown there. Trying to get them straight again. If I do anything with this side, first I want to glue this down. Probably right here. So now I could take this big old thing and stick it on here, right in the middle. Maybe cover that up with this. I'll go ahead and cover it up first and then we'll figure out the rest. I'm being stingy with my paper because I do want to see how long it goes. I mean, it's kind of interesting to see. And this is thicker paper. This is 90-pound paper on this one. Some of them are, some of them are 28. I kind of mixed them. So we could put this on here and leave like a tuck spot, or you could come in and put something like this in it. I like that idea since it's kind of and we can use the bag too now. Oh, we got this one. He's a little big, so I want to wait on him. I could use that, but I think I want to use that in my other book. Well, if we put that one right there, and still left a little tuck spot too. Then I'm going to just glue this up. I am going to pinch them for a minute. Let that glue dry. All right. You know, it's kind of actually fun trying to figure out what I want to do. When I have this big old envelope, it could be used as an envelope, or we could cut it up into pieces and have 3 more pieces like that. I don't know yet. Let me see. Put this on here. I don't know. Still liking this idea pretty good. So I have these full pages too that I could use some of. Just tear them down. There we go. I love making them little pieces like this. So much fun. I think that would look good right there. What else do I got over here? This might look good, kind of hanging out somewhere. Again, this is just a little found piece of paper that I found that I can use. And I'm not going in my other papers boxes and getting the little papers out of there. Definitely just staying to this. So do I want to do that and have this side as a tuck? Let's see. Yeah, this side is a tuck. We already got a pocket there. And then I gotta figure out how I'm gonna put this on our tuck spot. I don't know. What could I put on here for today? We need a sunshiny. Sun shining. It's like 80 degrees outside. And today is what? Oh, the 21st. 5/21. 26. So then you can just sign your name. This didn't stick down too well. Let's try it again. So then the next thing is, I don't want to put anything right there. I mean, I could, but is it going to do me any good? Put something there, it'll cover up that pretty Wells Fargo. And I'm kind of liking the Wells Fargo sticking out. I'm going to have to find my block. I guess that works too. Oh, that's better. Now it's starting to look like my journal. See, you got to improvise sometimes and just use stuff like this. You can't find what you're supposed to have. It don't work quite as good, but it's working. Oh, there we go. I want to put it on the inside if I can get in there. Ready. I do think I'm going to take a piece of this and just wrap it over to hold that in. I do want to take that down. That way the top of my pocket will be secure. I was thinking about my stamp going on here, but I don't know if it really looks like a mail thing now or not. What do you think? I'm kind of liking it. I even got a piece of string here from somewhere. I'll go on there now. You got stuck there. You need to stay. Well, it looks like you belong. What do y'all think? You think this is ready? Let's see. Put this right there. And I'm not necessarily going to keep these in here because later on I want room to put my stuff. Let's see if we do it this way. Oh, there's a little one. We can do it this way. So our little pocket is holding quite a bit. You could even put something down there. And then we've got a whole pocket right here. Put something in. And I'm going to make this a flip. So we are going to do that. Take all these out. So now the next question is, where am I going to put it in my journal? See, I do have this, but I think that's a big stamp. I have the smaller ones that later on, I might could use. But I'm trying to stick to my thing. So this could go right here and flip out. So to put it on this side, it's going to mess up my pocket. I could put it right here. I actually think that might be a good place for it. And I used some tape last time, but I think I'm trying to use some of this time. Yeah, I think that will work better. So I'm going to put it on this side, and then I'm going to add this on there to hold it so it flips. Do I want this side on it, or do I want this side that has a little more? No, I'm thinking because of that bird, I might want this side just to give it a little. I guess what we'll do. I'm just going to glue this up real good. Put it closer to the top. Right here might be a good spot to kind of tuck that in and then glue that back down. Because this whole piece is going to be glued down. And really, I could have done that before I did the bird. Have the bird sticking out. Can I get it open? So this is what happens to me. I think about things afterwards. Get in there. There we go. And I like the bird stuck out more. Yeah, I like this more right here. Because I want this way. That means I'm going to have to rub it here. I'll put glue on that. I don't know where my glue book is today to do that. I'm just going to try and wing it here. And because I don't really want to cover up my owl either, or my foxglove. I think that's foxglove down here. It is. That works out pretty good, don't it? So that, I like this. I think it works good. The other thing I'm questioning is if I should put a little piece right there. What do I have? They're not big enough. I could take this since I already got it. Just kind of fold it. It's not a big piece, but it doesn't need to be right there because the other side's holding it. Okay. We're just going to kind of do the same thing. Stick this in that little crack. Let's see. I want to go this way though. And then I'm just going to fold it while it's still wet. Alright, I think that turned out pretty good. So now the next thing I need to do, and I was not including this in my ephemera pack, so I'm going to put my ephemera pack up real quick, is the journal cover. I'm still decorating it. And I am using scraps from my other stuff for this. Just because that started before we started using this. And I didn't count for all of it. And if we're just covering pages, that's kind of what I want to see, is how many pages I can get. So we used one envelope. And you know, I wonder if I should put that in there. We added an envelope. I'm just going to stick this in here so I can maybe keep up with what I'm adding from outside of the kit. Okay, so now the big thing of the day. Oh, this goes in our bag. What do I do with it? So we're still working on this cover. I've got these pieces that can go on here. Is that too much? No, it looks pretty good. Pull this white out from under it though. So I'm loving how the journal's coming along. I know I'm kind of more on the front right now, but I did put this in Wednesday, and I did this strip. And I think we done the bird on Monday. I'm really excited to see how this is going to turn out in the end. Just a big collaged journal. So these can go back in their little pile again. Oh, and again, I'm just using both glues because the white glue, the Fairly Arts, I like it because it holds my edges, but then the other, I like it because it kind of makes it stronger, thicker, gives it more stability. So I think I can really just go ahead and glue some of this down right there. I'm going to leave this up here. So it's looking good, I think. Put this over here. Well, put this back in here so I don't lose it. This is the one we're working with. So just a little refresher on what this is. It is my, it's going to be my field notes recipe book. What I've done is I've gone through and took some of my old videos and pictures and made little cards, recipe cards with ideas. They're more idea cards than anything. And I'm going to put them in this book. So I had this accordion file folder I made that holds my ideas. So I will be putting more in here as I go. And then we'll just pick out what we want that day. Then I have my found piece where I put all these little cards that I find, some lace and papers and stuff that I think would work good. And what I've done so far is we put day number 1 in here, and it has its own little tags and all. Here's Wednesdays, which I won't have. I won't be putting more Wednesdays in here, I don't think. I may change my mind. And then what I was doing was just kind of using these stencils to give the background some color. And I got the journal on Amazon. It was like $5, $6. It was actually on sale that day, but I noticed they've got a lot of them like this that they seem to keep on sale. And I'm just distressing the background just a little bit so I can have something. See, when there's nothing here until we get more stuff to go on there. And I'm still undecided about Wednesdays, if I want to put Wednesdays in here or not, just because it is kind of part of the theme because it's going in my journal. Those slow stitch pieces are going in there, but it's a whole different kind of idea. What do you think? I love this. Okay. So I'm going to ink this one up. It already has its number on it. Some of these don't. I'm going to be writing numbers on it. But this one does. And I'm really excited about my, I want to say cookbook, but it's a field notes book. It could be a cookbook though, huh? Actually, I'm going to see if I can get that string on there. And what I'm doing is I'm trying to move them. So, you know, I got this up here, and that's in the middle. This one I want either down here, maybe over here, to get it so that all the bulk is not in one place as it grows. Now later on, I'll probably be adding more and filling these sheets up as we go, and we do field notes number 2A or B. I don't want this one going. I want it right there. So then I have these. I'm going to see if I can tear this without a ruler on this one. And all it is, it's a number that says field notes number, whichever. And I'll put these up to where you can find them on Pinterest. I'll put a link in the description. So I don't want this right there on that, because see, there's already a 3 right there. So where do I want this one to go? Maybe up there. And then I got this, which I could, let's do another thing. It's keeping up with these, keeping them together so I don't lose them. I'll put a clip on them. So this was a junk mail envelope pocket flip. Well, how do we want to say this? Junk mail pocket flip. And see, if I come back to it, we could do a junk mail pocket instead of the flip to go along with it. And then most field notes have dates on it, so I'm going to put the date on it. I guess it's 22nd, 2026. This one I do kind of want to go over here. That way, when I put other ones on and I got dates on them, I can see the dates. So this turned out really good. I'll stick these in here. And we will continue working on our field notes journal as we go along. See how that's pulling up. Just put those in there. So thank you so much for being here. I hope you enjoyed the flip that we made. It was pretty cool. The cover for the journal and our field notes recipe book. So I hope to see you on Wednesday. Have a great day.